Could Houston Rockets' injury lead to three-team Jonathan Kuminga trade? The 2025-26 NBA season hasn't even tipped off, and already the Houston Rockets find themselves facing a major challenge. Star guard Fred VanVleet has gone down with a devastating ACL injury that could keep him sidelined for the entire year, according to early reports. For a franchise that was banking on his leadership and championship experience to guide a young roster, the loss is nothing short of crushing. But with adversity often comes opportunity, and NBA insiders are already speculating that Houston's setback could spark a blockbuster trade market, possibly involving Golden State Warriors forward Jonathan Kuminga. Kuminga has long been a player surrounded by trade rumors. The 22-year-old forward is entering a crucial stage in his career, showing flashes of elite athleticism, scoring potential, and defensive versatility. While the Warriors have praised his development, questions remain about his role in Golden State's future, especially as the franchise continues to juggle competing timelines between its veteran stars and younger prospects. With the Rockets suddenly needing reinforcements, the possibility of a three-team deal centered around Kuminga has gained traction. For Houston, the reasoning is simple. Losing VanVleet leaves a leadership and production void that can't be ignored if the team wants to compete in the brutal Western Conference. While adding another guard is an option, insiders suggest the Rockets may pivot toward frontcourt help, knowing that their guard-heavy roster can survive offensively if Jalen Green, Amen Thompson, and others step up. Kuminga could slot in as a versatile forward who not only boosts Houston's athleticism but also fits the timeline of their young core. But making such a move would likely require a third team's involvement. The Warriors, still chasing another run with Stephen Curry and Draymond Green, may not be inclined to take back strictly young assets. Instead, they'd want win-now pieces, perhaps a veteran guard or big man who can complement their established stars. That's where a three-team framework comes into play. Speculation has already linked teams like the Chicago Bulls and Toronto Raptors as potential third-party participants. Chicago, for example, could look to finally part with Zach LaVine in exchange for younger assets and cap flexibility, while Toronto has been floating names like Pascal Siakam and OG Anunoby in trade discussions for over a year. A creative three-team deal could see the Rockets land Kuminga, the Warriors receive an established veteran, and the third team gain draft picks or prospects to fuel a rebuild. Of course, any such trade carries risks. Kuminga, while gifted, remains somewhat unproven as a consistent difference-maker on a playoff team. Houston would be betting big on his upside, sacrificing future flexibility in hopes that he blossoms into the kind of two-way star their roster has been missing. The Warriors, meanwhile, would need to weigh the long-term cost of giving up a player many around the league still view as a potential all-star in the making. For Golden State, the decision may come down to urgency. With Curry's window shrinking and Draymond's health always a concern, the franchise knows its margin for error is thin. If moving Kuminga means adding another reliable veteran to strengthen their core, they could be motivated to act. On the other side, Houston's situation is defined by timing. Without VanVleet, this season could slip away quickly unless they make a bold move. The Rockets front office has already shown a willingness to be aggressive, as evidenced by their recent push to surround young talent with proven veterans. A trade for Kuminga would signal that Houston isn't content with waiting for another year of development. They want to compete now, even in the face of adversity. Ultimately, whether or not such a deal materializes will depend on how desperate each team feels. For the Rockets, VanVleet's injury could be the catalyst for a trade they might not have considered otherwise. For the Warriors, it's a question of balancing the future with the present. And for the potential third team, it's all about leveraging the moment to accelerate their own rebuild. One thing is certain, the NBA trade market rarely stays quiet for long. With Houston suddenly forced to rethink its season, Jonathan Kuminga's name may soon find itself at the center of another blockbuster rumor mill.